making our own anime music video. For decades, animators have suffered in terrible working conditions where low wages, long hours, and exploitative freelance contracts are industry standard. Now the entire field is financially struggling. In recent years, there's been a serious decline in animation quality, so much so that shows are falling behind schedule and are unsuitable for TV broadcast. The longer this goes on, the bleaker the future of the world-renowned Japanese animation industry becomes. It's unrealistic to expect anime creators to enact change on their own, especially when doing so puts their jobs and livelihood at risk. That's why we've taken matters into our own hands. If the anime industry refuses to change, why not come together as fans and find a new way to make anime? We're working on a new way for anime creators to do the work they love while getting the funding they need, entirely separate from the current production system. The average monthly income for an animator in their 20s is $820. The industry producing Japan's animated masterpieces has an estimated market value of over $18.5 billion. But the animators working hard behind the scenes suffer in distressing work environments where companies go unpunished for their unfair wages, hard hours, and bare bones work contracts, which are stripped of all benefits. In 2015, the Japan Animation Creators Association announced the results from their annual survey, finding that the average annual income for animators in their 20s was $10,000. That comes out to a monthly income of $820. However, it's not uncommon for first-year animators to make less than $270 a month. There's a variety of reasons for these low wages, but a big part of the problem is the piecework payment system that many anime studios use. Most animators are paid a set amount for each frame they draw. While this might not be an issue if you can draw hundreds of frames in a few weeks, it takes time for animators just starting their careers to learn how to draw quickly and efficiently enough to earn a steady, livable income. For a TV series, animators are paid around $1.80 for a single frame of in between animation. If they can draw 300 frames in a month, then they would make 300 times $1.80 or $540. That's a big if. Drawing 300 frames is a daunting task, particularly for young animators. Deteriorating animation quality. Naturally, many new animators end up leaving their jobs because they don't make enough to get by. About 90% quit within 3 years of starting. Even among those who stick with it and move up the career ladder, the pay still isn't enough for the sheer amount of work they do. Many quit around 30 when they think about new jobs or getting married. Because so many people quit, both key animators and in-between animators are chronically understaffed. This labor shortage leads to people without adequate skills, such as novices found on Twitter that do not live up to the animator title, being made to perform animation work. As a result, declining art quality has become a grave issue. This is why we're seeing increasingly common occurrences of broken animation and unfinished shows, among other issues. The animators amid all of this are a part of the system, making it even more difficult for them to change the situation on their own. They could lose their jobs altogether. They need support from the outside. I believe that if all of us anime fans came together, we can make a tremendous difference. This music video is a stepping stone on our path forward. We envision a future where anime creators can get reasonable budgets and compensation for their projects, an entirely new system, separate from the beaten path, and we can't do it without your help. About 10 years have passed since the founding of this NPO. When we first started, we gave new animators housing aid in the form of an annual $5,400 stipend. In 2014, We opened the first Animator Dormitory and started offering new animators their own rooms at an affordable price. We're now finally at a point where the dormitory is running smoothly. While working conditions are truly awful for all animators, it's particularly challenging for them to make ends meet in their first 3 years in the industry. Our very first goal was to provide a sort of safety net for struggling new animators, which I believe we succeeded in doing. Many of our past residents have gone on to have amazing careers and now work as directors and animation directors. I think their achievements are another sign of our success and that we've been able to sustain and nurture the talent of these young animators. Among the first animators we supported were Shingo Tamagawa, Piperia, director, Gundam Reconquista in G, animation director. He's also an animation director on the upcoming Gundam movie, Hathaway's Flash, set to be released in May. Tatsuro Kawano, Burn the Witch, director, Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, opening animation director. Moeka Kuga, Darling in the France, character animation director. Former residents of the Animator Dormitory include Masaaki Tanaka, first term resident, Attack on Titan Season 3, animation director. Hitomi Kariya, fourth term resident, NHK morning drama Natsuzora, opening title director, key animator, and character designer. Maruka Ogawa, fourth term resident, Inazuma 11, Mark of Orion, animation director. Keep Your Hands Off Aizokin, episode director, and more. However, the Animator Dormitory only reaches those who are already struggling. It does no more than treat the symptoms of a deeper disease. To truly make progress in solving the low wage problem, we need to attack at the root and change the entire system. While there's several reasons why wages are so low in the anime industry, I believe the biggest is the unreasonably low production budgets. To improve wages, we first need to find some way to increase budgets and give anime studios enough funding. So, what exactly are we going to do? Simply put, we're trying to make the pie bigger, so to speak. Since 2014, I've been fortunate enough to receive invitations to attend anime conventions abroad and have made a point to go every year. Talking to fans outside Japan has made me realize just how much anime is catered to a Japanese market and almost entirely ignores fans around the world. Until streaming sites like Crunchyroll and Netflix became popular, even American fans basically had to pirate anime if they wanted to watch it. This was until pretty recently, too. Crunchyroll even started out as a pirate site. There are also still countries where anime isn't available legally, like India. I think that if we preserve the essence of Japanese anime and utilize the largely untapped global market by giving fans abroad their share, we could double or even triple the size of the so-called pie, or market. We may even be able to increase funds tenfold compared to current Japan-based sales. After all, there are 120 million people in Japan, but over 7.8 billion worldwide. For the next few years, we want to focus on creating relatively short anime music videos, collecting production funds from not just Japan, but from people all over the world to build an environment where creators have the time and budget they need to produce anime properly. 23 famous artists from around the world, including Mason Lieberman, composer for the Ruby series, and Kevin Penkin, composer for Made in Abyss and The Rising of the Shield Hero, have lent us their talents to create a song for a video. Japanese animators, including former residents of the Animator Dormitory and animators we've supported, will use their piece to create an original animated music video. This is a venture entirely different from current methods of anime production. We hope our efforts will bring out a new way to create anime, one where creators can get the resources they need. We humbly ask for your support. We're currently taking donations for our project. There's a link in the description below to our crowdfunding site. Please take a look. The storyboard and music for the project have already been completed. We've created an animated storyboard. We'll now show you a sneak peek of it. Be sure to watch until the end. Thank you for your continuous support.